leave a like and subscribe.
Me and my brother, we're going to rule London.
It was part of their mystique that they was, this identical side, identical twins. And if you hurt one, you had to hurt the other one.
It meant they could fight as one. They had telepathy between themselves. They could understand what the other was doing or saying without actually using any word.
It was a partnership. They wouldn't do anything without each other. You understand me? And if one was upset about something, it wouldn't have nobody else around. It was just them to talk about it.
At one time, you couldn't tell them apart. It's only as the years went on, Ronnie's drinking and that, and the pills he was taking, for his paranoia, that his face got fatter. And then you could tell them apart.
As they got older, I think Reggie was the saner of the two. Reggie got thinner and very anxious looking. You could see he was living on his nerves. Ronnie didn't live in the real world at all.
The strange thing was even then, Ronnie was like the stronger personality, really, I suppose, more forward, whereas Reggie was a bit more laid back. But even then, and that's exactly how it was as they got older, the same thing. But Ronnie was the leading light even then. Not very bright in some ways, but very forward.
Her mother, Violet, adored them. She was a sort of Cockney Queen Mother figure. And she used to call the twins her little bunny rabbits, and she adored them, and she was very proud of them. Ron was then 15 when he saw the old boy trying to beat his mother up, and he hit him. But in that moment, the father's authority went, and the twins could get away with everything, and they did after that.
I went to Port Valence on a couple of occasions, and was entertained by Violet in a very formal way. And Ronnie would pour the tea, rather like the Queen Mother. It was what the Cockneys call a little palace. It was absolutely immaculate, the cleanest house you've ever seen. Everything polished and burnished. Every interior door had a lace curtain over it, tied back with pink bows. It was the closest thing to either the interior of a gypsy caravan or a longboat on the canals, with sort of roses and horse brasses and lots of little curtains.
When I looked at Ronnie and Reggie, I could tell immediately, always, they had this violence in them, if necessary. They definitely had it, and in abundance.
They were dangerous people, and they weren't the kind of people that you'd mess around with. If you messed around with them, then you was going to get it.
I was terrified of them, to be honest with you, I was, I don't mind admitting it, It's, they were animals, animals, you can't, animals, I've got respect for animals, I've got no respect for them too,
They had that aura about them, and they were powerful, there's no doubt about it.
If they hurt people, they like people to be around them and see it. And this was putting fear into people in the East End, Oh, they were violent, all right, cool, Charlie was different altogether. Charlie I respected. Charlie Kray, he'd never let you swear in front of women if he was in his company. Charlie Kray was a gentleman. He couldn't help it, because the Kray twins were his brothers. You can't blame a man for that.
The public in the East End rather welcomed them, I think, because they kept some sort of order in the streets. And they had this rather sentimental way of giving to old people's charities and paying for everybody's bill in the pub and that sort of thing.
They weren't sophisticated guys. They were ordinary guys, ordinary London fellas. No, they wasn't big, brainy businessmen. They were ordinary guys, but dangerous.
Anyone they knew, any thief they knew that did a job and got away with, you know, a considerable sum of money of that, they wanted a cut out of it.
They had the brains to realise they wouldn't have made good thieves, and so they went into protection, which they were born to, and they were very good at it.
Ron was quite remarkable in many ways, and one of the most remarkable things was that he was the first, as far as I can make out, the first gay gangster in England who actually came out of a closet.
You could talk to him all day, you wouldn't even know he was gay. You never suspected. But if you saw a nice, good-looking fella come in, some good-looking footballer or a nice film actor who's nice, good-looking, fit, well, he's nice, and you try and make a plate with him.
No one could control him. I mean, the only one that could control him was his mother. No one else.
He's a bit like Rasputin, you know. He's way out. He's unusual. That does become very, very scary. And he was scary. He could be scary. They both could, but Ron especially.
If he's going to come in here now and cut you or shoot you, he'd do it. You know, all the talking, he didn't take notes of no one. You know, even Reggie, he was dominated by him, wasn't he? Really, we all do that.
He was a barely controlled schizophrenic, and very dangerous. His madness took over, and he became an enormous problem to everybody.
Ronnie fell in love with him. And, you know, a lot of it, if you look at old footage of Ronnie, you can see that he's trying to dress and look and talk like George Raft. It's rather touching.
Boothby was so mad that in such a dominating, powerful, arrogant man, he used to actually love taking Ron with him back into the West End. And he even took Ron into White's Club one night. I mean, the idea of actually, you know, a member of the House of Lords. Well, first of all, he gave Ron dinner, I think, in the Lords. Then you took him back into his club, which was a very, you know, the smartest club in London. And the thing was brushed under the carpet. This was extremely bad because what the effect of it was that it gave the Krays invulnerability and enormous notoriety in the East End and among other criminals, that they could always get away with everything. They were so carried away by the role they'd got themselves into as gangster killers, they had to do it finally.
How Boothby got so entangled with them is a bit of a mystery. He must have had a death wish.
Reggie's favourite saying, you'll disappear from the face of the earth. And that's what they did. They disappeared from the face. No body, no crime.
As the battles went on between them, the battles for dominance continued and got worse and worse. They were all in competition. And it's this strain between the two of them that one side of them, they adored each other, they lived for each other, and the other side, they hated each other.
I called them two mad Marchers. That's what I called them. They was mad. You can't say what them two got up to. They've got to be mad. The same people don't do that type of thing.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please join our Facebook group. It's called Krays Crime Lords of London. We're a friendly, moderated group with over 1,000 Kray and other celebrated gangster videos available for view. There's also thousands of images in the photos sections. The link for the group is in the YouTube description section. I hope we see you there soon.
Leave a like and subscribe.